The will is not free. It is a phenomenon bound by cause and effect, but there is something behind the will which is free.
We talk about freedom as though we can do anything at any time. But the truth is, the will itself moves within love and the simple. Every choice you make sets something in motion. It all carries consequence. That is not punishment. That is the principle. Yet behind that movement, behind the choices we think we're making, there is something deeper, something free, and that is law in its purest form. We cannot blame other people for the position we find ourselves in, not our family, not life itself, because every law has a balance. Every force has its opposite. Although many universal laws sound similar, they are not the same. They are different expressions of energy. When you align with the right energy for the moment you're in, doors begin to open. We always have the ability to change direction. You may not control where you started, but you absolutely influence where you go. When you attune yourself to the right, however you understand it, places the key in your hand, and that key opens the next field of opportunity. Now, some will say, I didn't ask to be born into poverty. And that's where this becomes challenging. And you may not believe that the soul has a role in choosing its lessons, and that's fine. But disbelief does not automatically make something untrue. We spend enormous energy complaining about where we began.
The view never gets old.
Indeed, a perfect evening.
To good fortune.
Matthew, how did you really build this?
I didn't build this first, I built myself first.
It's so easy to get caught up in the noise sometimes. But this, connecting like this actually matters. It really was a lovely evening.
Surely you have an opinion on the wine selection.
We'd love to hear it.
Girl, I see you in the moonlight. Every curve, every smile feels so right. But it ain't just the way you move, it's the way your heart keeps me in the groove. I know he's there, the one you call your own, but I can't help the love I've shown. I'll be patient, I'll be true.
Hi there. The Dale's been busy getting everything ready on the yacht for tonight. It's always a little magical here in Monte Carlo. The lights, everything has this energy that just lifts you. This is all possible, and you can achieve this. Honestly, I love these moments before the evening truly begins. There's a quiet kind of excitement, a poddle. My baby is upstairs meeting the guest. I need to get ready.
I've always cherished these moments on the water. It's truly where I feel most at peace and energized.
Yet science tells us that thoughts are measurable energy waves. So when we sit in resentment or anger, we amplify that frequency. And when we amplify it, we experience more of it. Protect your frequency. Remove yourself from persistent negative environments when you can. Distance yourself from destructive energy. Ask a child if they're enjoying life. Most will say yes. Why? Because they experience without comparison. It's only later, when society defines success and a failure, that dissatisfaction grows. Of course, there are tragic circumstances, neglect, loss, hardship.
From one perspective, they are devastating. From another spiritual lens, some believe the soul sometimes chooses difficult experiences for growth. Not always, but sometimes. Some traditions call it destiny. Others say it is God's will. Others call it karma. The language differs. The principle echoes. Even death, many belief systems, Kim, is not annihilation. It is a transition. Movement into another state of existence is
midnight breath and a silent spark. Feel that pulse in the dark. Every thought like a shooting star, calling in who we are. Mirror world in a silver flame. Whisper softly my name. From the void to the higher view, what I seek seeks me too. Energy rising, no ceiling above. Frequency tuning to love.
You may not have chosen the robbery, but you chose the shop. You chose the timing. Did I choose that? Had you gone elsewhere, perhaps you'd have had a completely different experience. This isn't about blame. It's about awareness. If you constantly focus on societal decay, danger, and negativity, you heighten your sensitivity to it. You may even gravitate toward it unconsciously. That's why I am selective about what I consume mentally. You may even gravitate toward it unconsciously. If I watch programs centered on illness or suffering, I do so carefully. When emotion is intense and fearful, we internalize what we observe. But if we engage from compassion, sending strength, love, and light sign, the exchange of energy, that is law in action. If your child is ill, you consult a doctor. The illness is the cause. The treatment is the effect. That principle applies everywhere. If you are searching for a life partner, listen. But carry the belief that you are unworthy. That belief is a cause. The effect will reflect it. Alignment matters. There was a time in my life when I felt invisible, unsupported. It seemed people only noticed me when something went wrong. Yet when success appeared, suddenly they felt connected to it. The turning point wasn't external, it was internal. I reviewed my life honestly. I asked myself, what is good about me? What can I build from? I realized I could change. I began to care for myself properly, emotionally and physically. And when my energy shifted, people responded differently. That's cause and effect. This law activates every time we act. What we do is the cause, what follows is the effect. We may not control every starting condition of our lives, but we influence the trajectory.
And hear me clearly. Thinking positively alone is not enough. Positive thought must lead to positive action.
When aligned intention meets aligned movement, the field changes. Opportunities appear. Relationships transform. The will may operate within the law, but behind it there is something free, something observing, something capable of choosing differently in this very moment. And that is where true power begins. That law of cause and effect. May the source always be with you.